Hello everyone, it's Theunis the South African Forex time trader, or the South African, or the trader. Oh, yes, what am I saying? I just want to check, can you hear me? I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Can you just please put a comment so I can see if you guys can hear me? It's happened twice now that I started. Ah, yes, I see people so they can hear me. That's wonderful. Okay, right, let's start. Today we're going to talk about an introduction to MetaTrader 4. Now MetaTrader 4, I'm assuming that all of you guys are beginners. This presentation is mainly for beginners. If you're starting, it's like starting any new skill or business or something that you want to master. There's certain tools that you have to know about, right? So you have to get to know these tools. You have to experiment with them. You have to test them, try them, and as you practice with them, let me just see. I cannot see. Can you see me? On my screen, I can't see my webinar or my webcam. Okay, can you guys see me? Yeah, okay, so you can see me. Okay, so there must be some difference between what we're seeing here. Right, so MetaTrader is if you want to become a successful trader. MetaTrader is like a toolbox. It's not even a tool. It's a toolbox filled with all sorts of extraordinary tools that you can use to become a successful trader. But like I said, you have to practice. You have to get to know them. In the beginning, you know nothing. You don't know. It's like when you want to become a carpenter. You have to get to know the different hammers, the different tools you're going to use in carpentry. And you have to practice with them, experiment them, and so on. So MetaTrader is a toolbox filled with all tools, different tools if you want to become a successful trader. All right, let's continue. We're going to walk through the agenda quickly. I'm going to do a quick introduction. I always like to talk to people a little bit about expectations and so on. That's very important. Then MetaTrader 4, what is it? Why MetaTrader? Why is it so popular? User interface, we're going to look at the simple user interface that it's got and get to know it a little bit better. So the different chart types, the time frames. There's a couple of time frames, and there's different reasons, there's different purposes for them. It's very important to understand how to use them. Indicators and oscillators that you can use depending on your strategy. Different order types, very, very important to know. If you have a certain strategy and you do by accident the wrong type of order, it can make a mess. You can lose instead of winning in that trade, even if you did everything right, but you got the order wrong. So that's also the thing you want to practice on demo. When you get to know new tools, you practice on a place where the risk is low. On a demo account, there's no risk. It's just the time that you're putting in. Right, then I'm going to again talk about the FXTM website. Very, very important, especially for beginners to get to know everything, to repeat, they say that repetition is the mother of learning. You must repeat things over and over from different perspectives to get to know it. Questions and answers. I'm going to, anytime during that presentation, so you can post your questions, but if I miss anything or if I see there's questions that's only pertaining to something else, I'm going to leave it until the end. All right. Just want to make sure I can see all of you guys, all the questions here. Right. Right, let's get started. The introduction. A little bit, I feel it's very important when you begin. There's different reasons that people come to online trading. And unfortunately, many of them has got to do with advertisements that people saw, and they get presented with unrealistic expectations. If you have unrealistic expectations, then you have a problem. You get caught in what I call the entertainment trap. You come to trading and it looks very simple, it looks very easy, and you start playing around with different methods, and when you see again It can be many, many years or many months or whatever, but you're not making a constant profit. You're not making a net profit over a series of trades. And that's a trap that a lot of people get into. You have to approach to become a successful trader. You have to approach it more like a business, and you have to focus. You have to do things right. What happened to me is I got stuck in that same entertainment trap for a while, or not a while, a long time, and wrote off a few accounts. And I don't want that to happen to you. So I'm going to warn you. This is why the introduction is important. In any business, if a guy tells you, listen, you're going to become rich overnight, beware. It's red lights, people. If you read an advertisement or you saw something that says, I'm going to become rich in this business or in this, becoming a trader overnight, beware. It takes time to get to know the business, to get to know all the tools of the trade, to acquire the skill to know, to be able to become successful. Right. We compare it to a foundation. What happened to me personally is that I for a number of years, I treated it as a hobby. But I never could make it work. I could never make a constant with a net profit over a series of trades. And one day I met an old gentleman, and he was doing it as a business. He was doing very well. And I made an appointment with him and asked him, sir, how do you do it? And he said, Theunis, you haven't got the right foundation. There's a couple of things you're not doing right. You're treating it as entertainment, and when you go to a movie, you pay for the movie. But on the other hand, the guys that the actors in the movie house, they treat it very, very differently. They treat it in a different way, and that's the foundation that's missing with you. Right now, to become a successful trader very, very quickly, you have to have a method, a simple, well-defined method. I can't stress that enough. A simple, well-defined method. The more complex it is, the more difficult it is for you to master it, especially in the beginning. At the beginning, choose one simple, well-defined method and get good money management. Usually, there's people that can guide you. In Forex Time, we've got lots of guidance and simple methods that you can choose one from. Make sure it's been tested and tried. And then what you do, the most important part is you have to train yourself. You have to train over and over. You have to practice and practice and practice, like with any skill. So there's not a single successful trader I've talked to, myself included, who just jumped in this and it worked. You have to train yourself. You have to practice over and over and over. And you don't practice on a live account. You practice, if you've got a simple method, you practice on paper. You see the pattern, you see how it looks. You're training your brain, you're training your eye to see this thing. And then you go to your open demo account, and you go to the old charts, to the historic charts, and you draw that same pattern in. You train your eye to see this thing, to be able to quickly identify it and to put in the orders at the right places. And then when you're satisfied, when you can see that pattern easily in the real chart, then you go to the demo account and you start trading demo. You practice over and over and over again. And MetaTrader 4 is an excellent platform for that. There's lots of ways to do that. You can test all you like, but in the end, what you want is a simple, well-defined method, good money management, and to train yourself. And then from there on, you go to a small account, and you keep on testing. You will not, in my experience, ever, person that doesn't make a net profit on a demo account. Not able to do it in live introduction, to just warn people and to make sure you are ready for. Just want to check again. You can still hear me. I see no questions here, so it seems like the people are listening. I see somebody saying good day. Can you still hear me, guys? Can you still hear me? Yes. He's good. It's important. It's happened twice now that there was some technical difficulty, so I make very, very sure. Right. Okay. What is MetaTrader? MetaTrader is a platform that was created, a trading platform created by MetaQuote software. It's a simple, relatively simple piece of software with enormous amounts of features and stuff that you can use, that you can enhance, that you can train on to become an effective trader. Its purpose, it was designed for online trading and for different instruments, forex instruments, contracts for differences. There's lots of shares that you can trade, and futures, commodity markets, you can also trade there. So it's a whole world that opens up for somebody that wants to do this, that wants to become a successful trader. It's not limited like many packages. It's one of the main things. It's also very important. It's a very updated, cutting edge multi-device support type of a system, so platform. So this is very important. It's also user friendly. It enables you to open a trade in one, let's say on your desktop or your laptop, and then close that down, and you can monitor it either on your phone or on your tab, so you don't have to even be there. So you can do it in different things. It just makes it more, gives you more options. That's very important with regard to these things. Why MetaTrader? Why is MetaTrader such an industry favorite? One of the reasons is that MetaTrader was very clever. Many of the other packages you have to buy. MetaTrader went to the brokers and told them, listen, we will sell the package to you, and your clients, you can give it to free for your clients. So your clients can come to you and you give them, the broker, a very nice, simple yet powerful package or a platform to trade from. So it makes it easy for the clients. So you're not even going to pay for this. You get this free from FXTM, and that's very handy. MetaTrader supports multiple operating systems. That means that it doesn't matter if you've got Windows, Apple computer, Apple Mac, OS, Linux, doesn't matter what you've got, you can use the same, you can use the platform on all of them. That just makes it easier for you, and it's important to be a successful trader. Some guys have problems with Windows, they use Linux. You can use MetaTrader on Linux as well. Another reason is you get access to a lot of trading instruments. In fact, it's over 250 instruments that you can choose from. And that's very important, because you want to choose a strategy based on your strategy. You want to choose instrument that suits you. Each instrument has got its own, the charts are the same, the waves are the same, the trends are the same, but each one has got its own, like an identity or a personality almost. So you will get to know them as you experiment with them, and you choose the one that works best for you. Right. Another reason is the visual management. The visual management of open orders. That's very important. It's very nice to be able to look at your open positions, visually see them on the chart, and be able to drag and drop them there. It's a whole different ballgame to do it via different instruments or different platforms. If you have to type in, if you have to use spreadsheets and stuff where you can't see it, it makes it much more difficult. With MetaTrader, you can all visually see what's going on. You can move your stop loss, you can move your take profit. If you've got opens, your stop orders or limit orders, we'll come to that later, you can move those. This is a very big advantage that it gives traders. All right, now we're going to move. Is there any questions so far? I see some questions popping up here. Somebody is saying, thank you for the training. It's my pleasure. This is such an amazing thing, online trading, that it's treated me well, and I love teaching people about it. Right. See some other questions? No, that's right. Right, the user interface. The user interface is what you're going to look at when you open MetaTrader. That's what it's like, a summary of all the things. You're going to use some of it don't. That's going to be your preference depending on your method and the way you do things. You can choose. Right. So let's look at the different aspects of it. When you open it up, right at the top, you'll see a summary. Very important. You'll see what is your account number, the application number. Is it a demo account? Is it a standard account? Is it a live account? That's very important. You don't want to practice on a live account. So you make sure when you open this, is it a demo account when you're still practicing? And vice versa, if you want to put in a real trade and accidentally your demo trade is open, you don't want that to happen as well. So then you think you're making money, but actually it's your demo account. So not nice, not nice. Okay. It shows you also what the active chart window is and the time frame that it's in. So it's very handy. Okay, then you also see their menus, the sub menus. That is where you can see, where you can go into detail, where you can choose different tools. But not only you get the commands and the functions there, but not only do you see these menus, you see it also in a different form. You see it in a toolbar form, which is just more visual. Different people like different things, so you can literally choose what you want to do. So you can choose either the sub menus or the menus, or you can choose the toolbars. And the toolbars you can customize. That's also very important. You want to eliminate all the stuff you don't use very often and just put the stuff that you need, especially if you start trading live. Right. It's actually a duplication of all the commands and the functions in the main menu, but it's more easily visible, it's accessible, it's customizable, just like I said. Right. And so it's the same. Somebody just said, yeah, MetaTrader up on your phone. Yes, you can customize. It's basically the same, a little bit different because it's smaller. It's been reduced, obviously. And backtesting also, well, that is one of the things. I'm not going to discuss it here because it's more advanced, but it's even got a backtesting place where you can test your strategies. Right. Okay. So what is next? The navigator window. That is where you see, that's the window there. That's where you see all your open accounts. Normally in the beginning you open a demo account, so that's one you practice in. Later you've got live accounts, depending on which strategies you have. There's a couple of different types of accounts you can choose from based on your strategy. And we've got a presentation separate just for different accounts to make you explain. So practice the demo when it's time. When you've sorted out your method that you want to use, then you can find out more about the types of accounts. Here you can also access the indicators, the expert advisors. That's programs that you can use to either assist you with trading or even trade for you. But very, very careful, that's advanced. You can buy ones, you can write ones yourself. Different scripts is the same. So it's a type of a program that you can use to assist you to do things for you in a fast way to program beforehand. And I must say that's one of the reasons why a lot of people like MetaTrader, is this makes it just much easier, especially what we call the trader assist programs that you can do. That just takes a lot of the effort off your hands. You initiate and then the trade is managed according to how you programmed it. Right, just one of the features. The next is the market watch. The market watch is very important. This lists all the financial instruments. Now, not all the different instruments are available on all the accounts. For example, the share accounts, you will find the shares. But on the standard and the ECN accounts, you will find the currency pairs and the commodities and so forth. What you see there is the list, and it will only show you the instruments that's relevant to your account, depending on which account you have open at the current state. It also shows you the bid and ask prices. That's your spread is calculated. We've got different presentations that goes into that as well. If people have got answers of questions about that. And very important, if you right click on the instrument you choose there, then it opens a sub menu that we're going to look at now. You can open your positions, you can open your charts, you can look at the specifications. Again, I can't stress enough in the beginning, if you're beginning this, play around with this, find out, right click, look at the specifications, find out what it means. It's part of that foundation that you're building, and getting understanding in online trading, what it's all about. The more understanding you have, the better foundation you have, and the more the more the chances are that you will be successful. The guys that I can just throw in something here. One of my mentors always said the long road is the short road, and the short road is the long road. Very, very important saying there. The long road, what he means is the long road is do things properly, throw a proper foundation, get to know this, find out what is bid and price, or bid and ask, find out what is these things, play around with your tools, get to know it. And that is the short road to success. You take the long road of preparation, of training, of preparing, and it's a short road to success. The people that try the short road, that's shortcuts. They try to get rich quick or to do it without practicing. They end up on the long road of frustration and never really succeeding. So talk in experience, but experience I have. So please, you don't have to waste time. Do it properly from the beginning. Right, let's go on. Next, we've got the terminal. It's a multifunctional window at the bottom. And okay, and there's a lot of tabs there. You can see your open positions, you can see news, you can see account history, you can see alerts. Experiment with it, type on it, and then you can look what it's all about. So it's very important. You can manipulate, you can manage your positions from there much more effectively. Right. The next thing is the data window. Data window is not many people use this, but it's interesting. It's information about price, information about indicators, more technical stuff. There's no actions allowed. So some people use it just to see what the price is. Right. The next one is our most important window. That's the price chart window. Now, in this window, you can open up to 99 charts. And but I won't advise you to do it because each chart you open draws resources from your computer. So normally just open the amount of ones you want to trade. So I've tested that. It's interesting. So you can set up charts from here. You get different charts. We're going to go into that now. You get line charts, bar charts, candlestick charts. Let me just quickly see. I see a question here. Yes, indicators. We're going to get to the indicators now. We can see the indicators. They're also there. You can use templates. Very, very, very useful little thing. If you've got a method and you've got a few indicators that you use with the price, you can make a template of that, and just on each chart you make, you can open a template and it's all there. You don't have to go and set it up each time. You can print charts. Lots of people use this in the beginning, especially. They print the chart and they go and draw it on with their hand. They practice their different their way of trading. And later, even when you've had a trade and you keep a journal, a record which you can look afterwards and you can learn from your mistakes, which is also important, then you can print the charts. So you don't have to print it on paper. You can print it as a PDF or something and work on that as well. And then, of course, you can insert and delete various objects to make the chart more interesting, whatever, for yourself or for somebody else, if you're sharing or if you're helping somebody else. Right. Now, remember what I said, when you left click there, right click, suppose, and you right click and a pop-up window comes up. It's in the chart window and it gives you a couple of options. You can open an order from there. You can do one-click trading. Normally, especially in the beginning, that's not by default. That's not activated by default. It asks you for confirmation. If you activate the one-click, then it enters the position without asking for confirmation, and it just enters. So it's a little bit, you have to have experience to be able to use that, and it's for the smaller time frames as well. You get different time frames that you can change here. Templates, you can activate the templates that I just talked about. You can refresh your chart. You can activate the grid volumes. I don't know if you know this, but the volumes on Forex is not like the same. It's not the same as in with shares and commodities, which has got controlled or centralized exchanges where they trade. Forex is decentralized, so there's lots of different places and service where it's being traded. So normally when we talk about volumes here, it's not the physical amount of contracts being traded, but it's the amount of times during that bar, the chart you've got open on the bar, how many times the price changed. That's just a small detail, but it's very important to remember for later. Right, and you can see the properties of the chart that you can look at, and the properties of the chart window. That's the next one I'm going to go to. If you go to the properties, and that's also one of the nice things about MetaTrader, you can customize. You can customize the colors. Some people like more more colorful chart. Other ones just wanted basic. So you can choose here. So you can play around with this. It's very nice. And there you can change that. And yes, that's the different things you can change there. You can set the colors and so on. The next one, also on properties, there's another tab there. You can set the properties. You can just change that. You can set different things about the properties. You can choose the bar chart also here, which you choose a chart here. You can show different things. You can show the ask line, which is sometimes handy, especially not on the higher time frames, but in the lower time frames. You can put in period separators, which is also a nice feature. Different things you can do here. So it's important to know about these things. Change the scales and so forth, just like I said. All right. Okay, another important thing is if you're not connected, if the internet is on, then everything's fine. But if the internet should go down and you're busy trading and you put in an order, then obviously it won't happen. Now there's a small indicator bar in the right-hand bottom side of your chart, which shows you what's going on. It shows you what is your data feed, what is going on there, if you're connected or not. If those bars are red, it means there's no connection. It will normally give you a sound also, and you must be aware of that. It won't allow you to enter a trade, but you must be aware because sometimes you put in a trade and you're just busy putting in the stop loss and take profits, and all of a sudden, you've got no connection. Then you must either get a backup connection or search for another line or something, but to be able to manage your trade. So then there's two different types of connections that you have. There's a red and a green and a red one. That means that your broker, the MetaTrader that you're trading through your broker, is directly connected to a MetaTrader 4 server. That usually means there's a server very close to him. Because the closer the server is, the better the speed. But in some cases, there might not be a server close, and then you'll see this green and blue bars. That means that you're connected to a data center. So your broker is then using a data center to make those connections faster for you. Right. Okay, the next one is the speed. It shows you the speed of the connection. There must just be movement there. So it goes up and down. It doesn't really, it's not, you don't have to concern yourself about that, but there must just be, it plays with a indicator there. So there must just be a movement there. That's important. Right. You get the three basic chart types. That's very important because they've got different purposes. Now, where you get them is you go to the menu in the first place, and then you'll see there the charts menu you choose, and then the bar chart, candle chart, and line chart is there. You can choose the one you want, and as soon as you click on it, then it changes the bar in that window that you're in. Right, but there's another place where you can also choose them, and that is in the the less visual one, and this is the visual one where you can quickly change if you want to. Right, so let's look how the different ones look. This is a line chart. It only shows the closing price. Right, so it's limited, but it's also very handy. It gives you almost an uncluttered view of what the market is doing. But in terms of taking decisions, it's not always so well. But you have to choose it. It does not show the open, the high, and the close. So it shows a limited view. All right, then you get the bar chart. It's more information, but it's not, compared to the third one, it's not so visual. So you can see more information here to help you. That's also going to depend on your taste, the way that what works for you. The most favorite one, and the one I also use, is the Japanese candlesticks. They show all the available information, and a bonus, they've got a good visual impression. So you can see if you set the different colors, like I said, it's white is the bullish. I can see it's a bullish thing there, a bullish movement there. Black is down, so I can see it's mainly black. So it's easily to get a visual imprint of what's going, a visual impression. But again, you're going to choose. Time frames, very important. A lot of people ask about time frames. They say, which is the best time frame? There's no best time frame. They've got different purposes, and they are for different people. I'll explain that in a little bit now. You get 9 different time frames offered in MetaTrader 4 from the 1 minute, which is obviously very, very fast. to the 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, and 1 week and 1 month. What that basically means is a candle in that if you choose, for instance, the 1 hour, that candle represents 1 hour. If you think logically about that, the 1 minute, a candle will represent 1 minute. Now, 1 minute, there's not a lot of people that can participate in the market in 1 minute. Compared to, let's say you take you choose a day chart, then one of those candles are going to represent a day, a whole day where people traded. So there's lots and lots of more people that participated in that candle. And the reason why I tell you this is because from the hour up, let's say from there's a dividing line between, for me anyway, between the 4 hours and the 1 hour. Above the 4 hours, the higher time frame charts, the charts are much more stable, they are more structured, they flow more easy. On the lower ones, you get more noise. They're quicker, there's a lot of noise jumping up and down, and that's simply because less people were involved. So, any action in the market is reflected, is very reflected very accurately because it's a lower time frame. And depending on your strategy, you're going to have to choose lower or higher time frame. Now, both has got advantages and disadvantages. Just quickly, the higher time frames are more stable. The trends are more easy. You can see it very quickly. Not a lot of noise, but the opportunities to trade is less because it's longer time frames. And quite the opposite. The shorter time frames, there's more noise, but there's more opportunities as well. So your method that you choose you have to optimize. If you trade on the higher time frames, less noise, less opportunities. If you trade on the lower time frames, more noise, more opportunities. You just have to take that into account very, very carefully. All right. Now, indicators and oscillators is there to help us to interpret the price, to indicate. An indicator is something that indicates the state of something. So, and you have different purposes. So people has devised different indicators and oscillators to show them different aspects of what goes on in the market. We're going to go through a couple of them now, just to give you a quick introduction. You access them through the menu there, indicators, and then you can choose indicators. There's many of them. Some you get free, like here. There's some you can buy. Guys wrote themselves. But the main thing that I just wanted to say here about indicators is you use indicators. Obviously, price is the most important indicator because there's no lagging or anything. All these other indicators lags because they're derived from price. That's very important to remember. But you don't want to clutter your chart window with indicators. You want them there for a purpose. You choose indicators, you know what they mean, and they must be there for a purpose to help you to understand. That is a thing that you have to remember. Then you can also access them through the navigator. It's a more visual way, and you can see different ones there. Right. Let's look at a few of them. You get the moving average, convergence, divergence, MACD, it's called. It's a very, very popular one, and it's basically very short. It's a different way to see two moving averages, and it shows you a different view of what's happening. Is there momentum in the market? You can obviously set the moving averages. And depending on how you set them, it gives you a different angle on what is happening. Where's the best times to enter? Might be the best times to enter. Never know for sure, but it helps you. It can support your strategy. The price is always the most important. You must know what price means. Japanese candlesticks. There's webinars about that. There's more information about that. That's the most important. But the indicators helps you. It's a visual aid. Right. So you get that by clicking on there, just dragging it, or double clicking or dragging it to the chart, and then it will drop it there in your chart, and you can see it. In the beginning, experiment with it. See how it works, see how it looks. Read up about it so that you know what it is. There's lots and lots and lots of information on the website about these things. We've got webinars about them. This is all the different tools that you're going to use. Get to know your tools. Choose them wisely, right? Okay, another one is a momentum oscillator. It oscillates around an axle or a baseline of 100 in this case. And what this simply does is it measures the current price compared to the average of a period of previous prices. So, and you choose. So the less the period is you choose, the quicker it is, the quicker in sync it is with the price. But the longer the time frame is you choose. In this case, there's a 14. You'll see the longer it is, the more of an overview it gives you of the market. Right. So it's almost like a line chart inserted here, but it just measures the price, like I said, in a different way. Okay, you get that same way. You'll get to know the feeling while you experiment with it. So you double click on it, or you just drag it to the chart, and it will drop it there for you. Again, read up, find out what it is, and so on. Right, then we've got Bollinger Bands. That's also a very interesting one, widely used in the industry. It shows you the volatility in the market. It contracts when the market isn't volatile, when there's not a lot of movement, it contracts. And when there's a lot of movement, it jumps out. So it gives you a visual imprint of the volatility of that market. And you can obviously then use it with your strategy. Right. Again, you double click on it there, and then it drops it into market, it drops it into your chart. Right. Remember when I said about the order types? I can't tell you how many times in the beginning when I started trading, I put the wrong type of order in, and then where it should have been a profit, it was a loss. That's something you have to master. You have to know what the different order types are. Right. And when you open a new order, there's a couple of ways, but this is an easy way. Is you go to the menu, and when you click on it, it is going to open a new order for you, and it's going to give you a few options where you must choose. Like I said, you must understand this so you can choose wisely. If you play around with this, do it on a demo. Okay. There's a couple. The first one is the market order. That's what we call instant execution. And what happens is if you press this order, you immediately have a position. Either it will be a sell position, or it will be a buy position, a long or a short. So if you enter this and you press sell buy, then it's going to immediately open a position for you. Right. And you have to know this, because if that's not your intent, then you're going to make a mistake, where you have to cancel the order then. Right. So that's where you find it on your menu. When you click new order, then it'll bring up that form there, and you can decide there. Right. Then you get stop and limit orders. Now, in the beginning, this is very confusing. It took me a while to find this, or to get this, to get the meaning of this and how it's used. So I'm gonna take some time, and I've got illustrations here for you to use it. Again, we don't learn all at once. You're looking currently at me presenting this. You have to do it. You have to repeat it a couple of times to be able to remember this. You're going to play with it on your own, on a demo account, please, on a demo account. Play around, see what it means. And from there, you will learn. Right, just want to see some questions here. See if I can handle some of them. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry, I've gone on now for a while now without stopping. Let's just see if there's any pertinent questions here. Okay, there's somebody here that says, I do not get the part if you said 99 charts. Right, just quickly, you can open more than one chart in that charting window view of yours. So in fact, when you open one chart, you see a tab coming in at the bottom. And when you open another chart, you see another tab. Now, what I meant is that you can open up to 99 charts at one time. So there'll be 99 tabs listed there underneath, and then you can just click on it and it shows you, click on it, shows you. But the warning is, beware, for every chart that you open, it draws resources from your computer. So if you've got a small computer, limited few charts, if you've got a huge supercomputer, it doesn't matter, you can open it as much as you want. Right. Okay. Yeah. No. Sorry, I missed that one there. Okay. Right. Like I said, when you open up, when you click orders, then you're going to be able to choose. Previous one we choose is the instant order, the market order. And then when you click on, you can choose the market order or you can choose pending order. The moment you choose pending order, this menu will open and then you can choose between the four. You've got a buy limit, a sell limit, a buy stop, and a sell stop. Now I'm going to explain to you exactly what that means now. You will understand the immediate order. That's easy. You click and it opens. So you've got an order. Right, let's see what happens, how we handle the different ones. Right, first we take a buy stop order. Now that's placed above the current market price. Let's see what I mean. You've got here, you've got an uptrend. You all recognize the uptrend. The prices are going up in waves. It's part of another strategy. The market moves in waves, never moves in straight lines. That's why we use technical analysis to analyze the markets. That's the way we do this. That's the way we do online trading. Right. If you want to use fundamental analysis, you have to be an economist. So you have to know a lot about that. So obviously here you see the prices are moving up waves. Now you think the price is still going to go up, but there's just a temporary, or there's a pullback here. So what do? You can use a buy stop order when the market has turned and you think it's going to enter there. You can enter a buy stop order there. So it's not activated yet, it's lying there and it's waiting. And what happens is the following. When the price goes as you think it will go, it goes up. The moment it touches that order, that buy stop order there, it becomes a market order and it's immediately engaged. So then you've got a position. So now this is very useful. If you're trading short-term time frames and so on, then you can manually open the orders. But if you use a higher time frame, like an hour, half an hour even, and you want to go somewhere, or 4 hours on daily, and you want to go somewhere, but you see the market's going up, then you can use this buy stop order to put it there. And even when your terminal is closed, if the price goes there, it's gonna engage it, and you've got the open position. Just be very, very cautious, and also put your stop loss and your take profits there. That's why I say you have to have a simple, well-defined method with proper money management. You test these things beforehand. So yes, you put in your order, but you also put in, according to your method, you put in your sorry. This is something distracting here. You can put in your order and you know it's going to be activated. So you can it's very easy to, it's a tool to be able to use longer term time frames in this way. All right, so let's look. And this time the price went in your direction. Could have turned around. Always use a stop order to limit your risk, but in this case it went up. So you use the buy stop order here. Now the sell stop order is exactly the reverse. You're placing it below the market price. So you've got a downtrend here, exactly the inverse as the previous one. You've got a downtrend and the market is going down. It starts pulling back, but your method says that you expect it to continue. And exactly there, that's where you think you want to get involved according to your method. You don't randomly jump in and out. That's what we call the entertainment trap. You have a method. You have to know beforehand where you're going to get, and you've experimented with that. You know it's profitable, and so on. So in this case, your method says it might go on. So you're willing to take a position there. You put in a stop order, a sell stop order there, and the price goes. And the moment it touches it, it engages, and you've got an open position. Again, very important. Make sure your stop loss and your take profit is there. Okay, somebody says she can't hear me very clearly. Okay, can everybody hear me? Just want to test again. Okay, while I'm testing, yes, everybody says yes. There's a question there about simple strategies. Yes, on our website, there's lots and lots and lots of simple strategies. You can choose one. If you're not sure, you can call us. We've got trainers on standby in most of the countries. We've got trainers. If not, you can email me, or you can contact us via the website and ask for advice. That's one of the big things, and that's why I love Forex Time. Is they've got the slogan that says successful traders are educated traders. They spend a lot of money on education because they know the more educated you are, the better your foundation, the better chances of becoming a successful trader. Right. Okay, so most people say they can hear me clearly, so I'm going to continue. Sorry there. Might be something with your computer or something. I'm not sure. Right. So now you've got a stop order there, and you've been entered, and there it goes in a direction. Okay, so let's look at what a buy limit order means. And it's going to sound confusing. That's why you have to repeat this stuff. This is placed below the market price. Let's see what happens. Let's see in what type of situation you would use this. In this case, there's an uptrend, and your method tells you the market is going to go up and continue going up, and now it starts going down. What are you going to do? In the previous one, let me just get the highlighter here. In the highlighter, sorry, the laser pointer here is the previous one. You wanted to end here, but now you've got a different strategy. This is a different person. He's got a different strategy. He wants to manage his risk a little bit better or differently. So what does he want to do? He wants his, where is it now going? Yeah, doesn't want to click. Sorry guys. Get my clicker back here. Let me stick on this thing. Right. So his strategies tells him that he wants to enter there. So he wants to buy. So he still thinks the trend is going to continue, but he doesn't want to enter. He doesn't want to enter there. He wants to enter at that point. So what does he do now? I can't use a stop order. And this is where the limit order comes in. You can put a buy limit order there. So it's below the market price, but he wants to go up. So because he knows this rhythm, and his method says the rhythm can continue, so it's going to do what? Let's see what happens. The market goes, engages him, becomes a buy order, and now because the trend is still going, order is open for him. He's got an open order now, and there the market goes, and goes in his favor. But it might also have turned, it just kept on going down, and he would have had most probably a stop loss here. So you can see the difference. The other guy caught the stop order was got the order here. He got the order here, so his risk is less. They both had their stop loss there. So it's just the different ways you can interpret this. So it's important to know how to use these orders. All right, let's see. And a sell limit order is exactly the same. It's just opposite or inverse. You've got a downtrend going down. The prices are going down, and it starts pulling back. And you want to enter there with a sell order. You believe your method tells you that the price is going down. So there's the chances are, based on your method, that the prices are going down. That's right. So what do? You place a sell limit order there. That's going to enable you, and the market goes up. To engage it, becomes a sell order. And if it's a trend, if the trend is intact, it goes down, and you take profit wherever your method says you must, which you have tested beforehand. Right. That's the main body of the main part of the seminar. Now, what I've said is especially for beginners, it's a lot of stuff. So I don't expect you, and you should not expect from yourself, to memorize all these things in one go. You've seen somebody present it now. You have to take ownership of this. Now you have to make it your own. You have to go to the website, and our website has been specially formulated or designed by Professor Dalasinos. He's our head of education, to help the guys, to help them to educate themselves. There's lots of different things. There's short Forex videos, 1 minute and less, that explains to you all these basic things. There's an introduction to what Forex is, what this industry is all about. Go and read there. Book time for yourself. The entertainment guys, the guys that get locked or that get trapped in the entertainment part, they just go for the charts. Oh, these wonderful indicators and methods and stuff, and they keep on jumping between the methods. and get stuck there and they never make a profit. That's not the purpose of this thing. Book time for yourself to get to know this. What does a PIP mean? What does all these things? There's webinars, guys. There's all these things. There's a bit longer ones. The more you learn, the more you repeat, the better you remember it, the better you can apply it. And then you also book time for yourself. Obviously, practice. Look for a simple method. Can practice and practice it. That's why we've got trainers to help you guys. Right. So longer videos, shorter videos, different perspectives. That's what you're going to need. And then in the end, it becomes your own. Just like any skill you acquire, just like learning, you get a bicycle, but you can't ride it. So you start practicing, you fall over, you put on learning wheels. Step by step by step, you progress. The guys that try to take the shortcut, they're guys that get a bicycle, get on and try to ride without their hands on the wheel, and they fall and they get hurt and they wonder why. You take it step by step. That's the way we were designed. Right. Okay. Website, go and dig into it. It's crucial. I tell you, it's crucial. So, all right. I think questions and answers now. I'm just gonna see how many questions I missed here, people. All right. Like I said, lots of people ask the complicated questions. I'm not going to answer it here. If you've got you've got the question, go look at the website and so on. I'm mainly focusing on the introduction to MetaTrader here. Like I said, yes, you can different. Somebody asks here, used for currency only or for stocks also? Depends on the account you have. You'll have MetaTrader open before you. If you open if you've got a stock account, if you open your stock account, it'll show you all the stocks there. And if you open your normal trading account, your standard account, for instance, then it'll show all the currency pairs there. So it'll show you in the MetaTrader what is associated with your different account that you've got. Right, people asking here if they can order. You can open orders via the phone. Yes, you can. Again, it's a smaller device. It's more tricky, but it works. Yes, there's guys I know that trade only on their phone. Me, I like a bit of a bigger setup, so I like a screen where I can see the charts better. But again, if you could become an expert, if you practice, you can use any of the instruments or the things that you have at your disposal. You can use your phone, you can use a tab, you can use your desktop or your laptop. Right. We've got some questions about Fibonacci expansions. That's a type of an indicator. I'm not going to explain it here. There's some other webinars and videos on the website where you can get the answers to that. Let's say somebody said here the connection is not so well. Yes, there's other webinars already on the website, the FXTM website, also about the basics like I'm doing, and then more advanced. You're free to go and look at that anytime. If you've even got a demo account, you can log onto your account, log onto your trading profile, and then go and watch those things. In any case, if somebody's watched this, go and look at that again. Get multiple feet, get multiple perspectives. That's how we learn. Right. I showed you. Okay, part of this is also not how to place orders, stop loss. That's a different presentation, but that's also shown in some of the other webinars. Most probably I'll be doing a webinar later where that is covered. That's my Forex Basics 1 webinar. This is the introduction to MetaTrader 4. Okay, somebody says, yeah, I did not get the stop and limit order. Very well, sir. That is going to happen. Please go and repeat it. You can listen to this again. You can go listen to the short videos and the longer videos on the website. Don't chop yourself about it. I had to listen to it a couple of times and practice it and see and test it for myself before I fully understand. So the commitment that you're gonna have to make is to practice, to go and read up. So don't worry if you don't understand some of the stuff. You've had a first exposure to it now. So next time you're gonna listen or watch something, or play with it, or test it on your demo account, you're gonna learn more, and eventually it'll stick. Don't worry. Is there any free online seminar? Yes, all the webinars we tape is free. It's on the website for the clients. Seminars, we don't tape the seminars. No, that's when we meet people face to face. Those files are huge. So the webinars are online, but not the seminars. If you want to come and meet us, you can come to a seminar in your area. All right. Let's see how many questions I can get here. Let's see what the time is. I've got a couple of minutes, so we're good in time. Somebody asked here, why is it called a sell stop order instead of a sell order? A sell order would mean the immediate order. So a sell order is when you immediately enter a sell order. A sell position is open and it's open. The stop, I can only deduct, is it waits. So there's a pause. So you want a sell order, but not immediately. You want it only at a certain price. So this is a stop order, so it doesn't immediately execute. That's one way you can associate with it. So somebody says, yeah, he's new to Forex. I want to open a trade. Go and practice. Open a demo account. You'll see very easily. You can test it on a demo. Always please a demo, not real money. Open a demo account. Open a chart, and go and test there. Do an immediate trade. See how it works. See how it feels. Do a limit order. Do a stop order. Get to know this. This is part of the practicing I'm talking about. Somebody's asking about a trading stop. That's simply a stop loss that you put in, and if the market goes in your direction, you use it, you trail it in a direction. It's got advantages and disadvantages. This is not really within the scope of this. It's also going to depend on your strategy. If a strategy is designed around a trailing stop, then you use it. And if you've tested that strategy, you're satisfied, then you use it. So, and you can. There's two ways you can use it. So the person asked you how I can use it as Christian. You can either drag it and drop it with your mouse when it's open, or you can set it to do it automatically to trail by an automatic amount of pips that you set it. That's why MetaTrader is so popular. There's lots of options. Right. Let's see if I can get some more interesting ones here. Can I open a trading position on the chart itself? Yes, there's a quick way to do that. It's mainly, it happens, you'll see in the top left part of your, let me show you guys. We've got some time, so I'm going to quickly jump around here. Right, can you all see my screen? Yeah, so you can see it. Yes, that's a place where you can enter a position very quickly from within your chart. So you can set the lot sizes there, and you can open it from there. By right-clicking, you can also open one. So there's multiple places or multiple things that you can do with that, or ways that you can open a position there. But before you open a position, especially in a live account, you wanna have a strategy. You just don't jump around. That's part of the entertainment trap. Is people like pulling the trigger. They like the adrenaline rush sorted with it. It's going to be a very costly exercise for you because you're going to pay for the entertainment. So with a proper trading technique or proper trading foundation, you need a method. You have to test that method. That's the only time you open a position is when your method tells you, and the one you've practiced. Here's an interesting question. What is the top 3 best indicators? No, there's no answer there. Sorry, Kingsley. You're going to choose. So it depends on your strategy. It depends on you, what you want to do. You have to get to know a lot of them, and then you'll see. Okay. I'm going to get about 3 or 4 more, and then we're going to go off. Change the language. Yes, you can change the language. There's multiple options there. Setting. Yes, you can set. There's always a default setting. Somebody asked about the alert settings in the indicators. There's always a default, but there is a way to set an alert on different price levels. So it's not part of the scope, but if you Google it, you'll find it. Actually easy. I can just quickly tell you. If you right click, you'll see you get the alert button on the pop-up menu there. If you look around a bit. Somebody's asking about that back testing. That's a bit out of the scope here, but yes, you can back test. Okay, very interesting. Somebody asked about the difference between MetaTrader 4 and 5. MetaTrader 5 is not officially not a replacement of 4. It's just different. It's got different features. There's some stuff on MetaTrader 5 that's not on 4, and vice versa. So yeah, you'll have to choose there. Most people like, and we also focus, especially from the trading side, on MetaTrader 4 because it's more widely used. There's more instruments, more. It's been longer in the market. There's lots of different tools there. But yes, for the guys that specialize, that find that MetaTrader 4 has perhaps got some of the tools they want, they're free to experiment also and go and check. And there's lots of similarities. So, but it's a little bit different. So, okay. See if I can find. Some people say thank you. It's my pleasure. Some of these webinars will be posted, like this one. I'm not sure if they're going to post it live. If you want to listen to this again, you can just email me, and I'll put my email up there now. Then you can, then I'll send you a link. We save these webinars to a link, and I can send you that link. And if there's lots of people that request it, then we can put it up. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you all the best. Yes, goodbye.